All right, we'll start first with some opening thoughts from Coach Bennett. Rick?
I guess we're going to get after it right away here, huh?
Yeah, let's turn on Rick's mic so we can hear him. That'd be good.
You don't want to miss this. I'm going to say my hat's off to Boston College. It's a very dangerous team over there with a lot of excellent hockey players, obviously well coached by their coaching staff, and we have a tremendous amount of respect for them, and they showed it tonight. And obviously we just came out on the the fortunate side, but that is one heck of a team over there.
We're going to start, just as a reminder, with the questions for the player. Start with Julie. Ken, sorry.
Julie Rovenheimer, HockeyBuzz.com. Matt, 2 years ago, you and I talked about how exciting it was for you guys to get your ECAC championship ring and go to the Frozen Four, but that you wanted more, that you knew that there was more that this team could accomplish. Now, here we sit, almost 2 seasons later. You've won 3 ECAC championships. You've got another shot at the Frozen Four, and now a chance at a national title. What have you seen in regards to the growth of this team to put you guys in a position to accomplish this feat?
I think the biggest thing is the mindset. When I came in here as a freshman, there was goals set, but our ultimate goal was not to win a national championship that year, and that bothered some guys. And the next year was to win a national championship, and we took a step towards that. We won our league for the first time, and then it's just been growing each year. And Coach Preach is getting better every day, and I think that's what we've done over the past 4 years.
By the way, it was 28 seconds on the question, Julie. That's the new Frozen Four mark so far. Right here. I know, it's okay. It was a good question.
Ken Schaffner of Schenectady Gazette. Guys, just take us through that 5-minute penalty kill and how important it was not only to kill the play but to get that goal right after that. And quick follow for Daniel, just your 3-goal game. Talk about that.
That's like 4 different questions, Ken. We're off to a rousing start here. Guys, who wants to start with that first part of that one? Daniel, let's talk about your hat trick first.
One at a time, Ken. It was good. I mean, I got very, very lucky tonight, and I thank my line mates and Shayne for blasting my stick away there. It broke on the tip, so it's good. Good that I can produce, and I was kind of, as Sam Cote would like to say, on the schneid, but now it was good to get that out of the way.
Last hat trick, by the way, in the Frozen Four was by Nathan Gerby of Boston College in the semifinal against North Dakota, April 10, 2008. Penalty kill. All right. Go ahead, Matt. Yeah.
When that happened, we just the team talked on the bench and just said, it's time to bear down. It was an unfortunate play for Matt Hatch, and he's we're a family in here, and he's one of our brothers, and we didn't want him to go out that way. And I think everyone stepped up, and we didn't really give him much. And then you get rewarded with hard work, and we scored that goal, and that was a huge goal for us.
Shayne?
Yeah, just like what Bo just said. Bo's got us together on the bench there and just said it's a 5-minute PK. I mean, we're pretty sure if we kill that, we'll kill their momentum. And again, Bo's leadership really helped, and it shined out there for us, and we killed it off.
Very good. Right over here, sir.
Jim Conley from U.S. College Hockey Online. Daniel, so much was made about Boston College's top line coming into this game, but your line ends up with 6 points, I think, and you end up with 3 goals. Can you talk about how you knew or the confidence your line might have offensively?
We had to respect the line. Obviously, they're a great team. They're a great line, and it's hard to keep them off the score sheet. So we had to respect them, but at the same time, we couldn't sit back. We had to keep pushing the pace, and I think that's something that we talked about, especially in the third period, was continuing to push the pace and keep going forward, not sitting back. It was a 2-2 hockey game, so. Yeah, I think that was the main thing that we wanted to do. But, we obviously had to respect them. They got 3 great guys on that line, and, they're going to have hell of careers, going forward. But I feel like that was the biggest thing that we need to do is just push back and not just sit back and let them, come at us.
John, right behind you here. Go ahead, John.
Okay. John Smallwood, Philadelphia Daily News. Matt, yesterday you guys all talked about 2012 and how everybody kind of felt you all were caught up in the moment. got a little overwhelmed. They score on their first shot of the game tonight. Can you talk about the final 58 minutes showed what kind of growth this team has made since then?
Yeah, I think that's the mindset that we come in. It's just one shift at a time. Other teams are going to score goals on you. That's just how hockey goes. And it's just the mindset the guys have going in. It just bounce back. We've done a great job of scoring quick goals after other teams have scored, and it took us a while, but we felt if we got one, we'd get a few more, and obviously that second period was huge for us.
Okay, right behind John there.
Adam Kimmelman from NHL.com. Shayne, you hope to eventually play in this building full-time. There's Flyer scouts watching you. What does it mean to you to have a game like you had today and maybe hopefully Saturday?
It means a lot to my team, and my focus is with my team right now, and I was just happy that I can contribute tonight, any way I could, and just showed how our team works hard. I mean, we haven't been down. I don't think I even remember the last time the team scored the first goal of the game, and our team just didn't get down at any moments, and just great leadership, and just everyone in the locker room just pulling on the same rope.
Okay, right back here in the back.
Sean Martin with the Times Union in Albany. Guys, Coach York and the BC players said during that 5-minute power play that they felt like they were out of sync. Did you sense that, and did you gain confidence as the kill went along?
Who's that for? Matt?
Yeah, I think we gained confidence once that kill was over, and scoring that goal was huge. But they're a very dangerous team, and they're a quick straight offense. I've never really seen a team battle to the end like they have, being down twice in the last 4 or 5 minutes there. But we were just taking it one shift at a time in that kill. I'm sure guys were looking up at the clock and just hoping it would run out. But it was just a great job by everyone involved on our team to get that kill.
Daniel, anything to add to that? Or?
No, he pretty much hit the nail on the head. But I think that we knew that, like Matt said before, if we were to kill that, or we would kill the momentum, and I think that was definitely our pushback.
Okay, right here in front.
NATO and U.S. College Hockey Online. Just for the players, going back to that 5-minute kill, was there anything you saw coming in and tendencies that you're really trying to take away from BC and the PK?
Shayne, who wants to take that, guys?
Take it. The main focus, we knew the puck was going to be in Johnny's hand coming up ice. That was our main focus. But when it was in zone, we just stuck to our system. I don't think we've changed all year our system to any team. And we just knew that it was a big kill. And if we got that kill, that it would be a big momentum swing.
Okay. Right here, Julie, and then John.
For Matt and Shayne, you guys have one of the best blue lines in the country, and it's even more so when you look at your team defense overall. What do you guys see as your strengths?
Matt?
I think we both make up heads-up decisions. Both skate really well, but that's our whole defense. Everyone can make plays. Everyone's smart back there. And I think we do a real good job talking to each other and, letting each other know where we are. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've been able to break out so successfully over the past couple months here.
Shayne?
Yeah, just like what Bo just said. A big part of what Coach wants us to do in the D zone is communication. And, that's a big part of our team. And without communication, things can get hectic. But I think what Bode's probably won't say, but behind the scenes, the guy's a great leader, and in the locker room, he calms everything down. We're down a goal, tied, whatever. Just like that, leadership is a big part of why our team is where we are because of that guy.
Okay, John?
Daniel and Shayne, and I just kind of want you to expand upon
Could
what
you
you
just
I'm sorry, John Smallwood, Philadelphia Daily News. Daniel and Shayne, you just talked about Matt's leadership. I don't know what was said between first and second period, but can you just reflect on what that goal to tie up the game was to get you guys back and know that everything's going to be the way you want it to be?
Daniel?
What was said in the locker room is just pretty much we're okay. I don't think there was ever a doubt in our mind that we weren't okay. We were in a good position. It was 2-2 hockey game. They finished the period with a little bit of momentum, but we got the break that we needed, and I felt like we went back out on the ice and we really pushed the pace. I think that was the biggest thing that Matt alluded to in the locker room.
Actually, I was talking about the first goal, his goal that made it 1-1.
First goal, the goal that made it 1-1.
Oh, I guess there wasn't really much to say. It was just a big, we usually score right after teams score. We've had a tendency to do that, but like Matt said, it took a little longer, but we stayed with it. We kept working hard. We kept doing what we do best. Let's just get working teams down low, and we got a good opportunity, and Mat Bodie just made a great shot, and he seems to find that spot.
That's good coaching. We usually score right after the opponent does. Coach is busy jotting down some notes here for you. Nancy?
Just got to come up with tomorrow's practice.
Nancy Maripes, Boston Globe, for Matt and for Shayne. We usually talk about the goaltender being, it's imperative that the goaltender be one of your better penalty killers. Could you guys both talk about his performance tonight?
Matt?
Steve's been great for us all year. He made some big saves for us. The biggest thing that he brings to our team is a calm demeanor back there. He's never out of sync, and guys feed off that. And I think that's not something you can really keep stats of, but it really helps our team and it really makes us go.
Who else did you want on that, Nance? Oh, Shayne?
Yeah, Steve-O's the backbone of our defense and our team. The things he did this year, so the saves he's made, you can't even describe it. He's a great kid off the ice too, and what he does in net is pretty special. And sometimes you ride your goalie all the way, but right now Steve-O's he's our backbone right now, and pretty much a big part of our team.
Okay, we'll take two more. Here and here.
Adam Kimmelman from NHL.com. Shayne, I know you've been in the area before for development camps and such. I don't know if you've been in this building, but if you haven't, did you take a minute to just look around and maybe just look up into the stands, or just take a minute to kind of take it all in?
It's pretty funny, actually. Me and Bose were just talking in the locker room, and we were so just keyed into the game. We were like, was there even a big crowd out there? We didn't really notice, but again, it's a great building. I'm sure it'll all sink in after this, but right now it's just about playing that game.
Okay. Right here. Finish right here.
Jeff Cox with SB Nation. For Matt, you only had 4 goals going into the regional. You've had 3 in the last 3 games. Is there anything that you've done differently, or is it just kind of going in for you right now?
Just shooting the puck. I've had coaches tell me, develop that shot, and been working on the slap shot all year, and I think I've got 2 of them, 2 slap shot goals there. But it's just a matter of getting pucks through. Sometimes throughout the regular season, I probably had some goals stopped that probably could have gone in, but I'm just trying to help the team and just throwing pucks on net.
Guys, congratulations. We'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We'll let you go, and we'll finish up with questions for Coach Bennett. I mean, you can stay and listen if you want, but.
You guys don't want to miss this.
All right. 1, 2, 3 in a row.
Rick Bennett from the Schenectady Gazette. Just take us through that whole 5-minute power play, and then also the goal that gave you guys the lead. Not only to be able to kill, but you think of the momentum on the strip by Sullivan to lead to Vecchione's goal.
Is that 1, 2, or 3 questions again, Ken? I know you're excited, so am I, but we're going to start one at a time here. I guess the 5-minute major. Obviously, they made the right calls here tonight, the refs. So, that was put on us, and I thought the guys just basically, responded in the right way. The guys that did kill it, along with Colin plus our D, just did a phenomenal job. It was a nice turning point, and the bench was actually, pretty calm when it happened. And, it just seemed like it all happened so fast. First you think it's 2 minutes, and then you see Hatchie coming across the ice, and you realize it's to 5, and the boys just responded in the right way.
Okay, right behind them.
Matt Nestor, Daily Collegian at Penn State. Coach, with 2 minutes left in the game, Ciampini, your hat-trick hero, goes down and blocks a shot and just eats the puck. The play goes dead. Is that kind of the perfect example of guys buying into your system, and how have you seen that buy-in develop this season?
We mentioned block shots because we didn't think we really blocked a ton tonight because their defensemen were so good at getting pucks through. I thought that was actually the best defensive core that we've faced of getting pucks through. But at crucial times, as you mentioned, there were some nice block shots that we needed that really lifted our bench.
Evan Sport, SB Nation. Coach, Shayne mentioned keying in on Johnny Gaudreau on the power play. Were there things that you saw BC doing on the power play on film that you wanted to try to stop, and how did you think you executed in that game plan?
Well, we needed to keep our sticks down on the ice because, they're so good at finding those seam passes. That's one, trying to get in shot lanes, but we just talked about that one about 2 seconds ago that, when Matheson gets that puck up top there, he's very dangerous. And he kind of sets the tone, and you're feeding off the both sides to Johnny Gaudreau and Kevin Hayes. It's a dangerous combination, but I think it was more being in shot lanes and keeping sticks on the ice to prevent the seam passes.
3 on this side. Let's start right here.
John Smallwood, Philadelphia Daily News. Coach Bennett, obviously because of his connection to the Flyers, Shayne's been asked a lot of things that kind of been distracting, or what could have been distracting away from what he's actually here for. Can you talk about how he's handled that and how he's kept his focus with this team, amongst a whole bunch of questions and stuff like that?
How's he handled it? I think he's handled it excellent. I think you saw by his play tonight. I think we learned as a coaching staff and our first-year coach going into the last Frozen Four, I don't feel I did a good enough job with Jeremy Welsh. It was such a circus behind it. And this time I went to Shayne early in the week and talked to our staff and just wanted to know how I could help him. Obviously, whatever comes of this, it's an ownership. It's going to be his decision. I'm not worried about that. As I said before, he plays for Union College, and that's all that matters to us. And whatever happens after that game Saturday night happens. But he knows that, we're with him here as a coaching staff, and we're here to help him.
Back in the back there. Right here. Somebody had their hand up in the back? No? Right here. Yeah.
Coach Bennett, Bernie Corbett from Sirius XM Hockey on Campus. Could you address the expectation, the preparation, and the reality of facing Boston College's top line tonight?
We didn't really talk about that line much at all, to be quite honest with you. We showed a little on film. I think it was a few days ago, and showed them they're very dangerous, but call them by their numbers. It was never by names. And hey, we faced some pretty good lines within our league. And there's some very dangerous players, just like the Boston College players. That's not taking away anything from that top line. But we face a lot of top lines, and I think our league prepared us well.
Okay, Jim.
Jim Conley from U.S. College Hockey Online. Playing off that and what I asked Daniel, with all that's made of their top line, your top line probably got overlooked a little bit coming into this game. Can you talk about the way that they performed with that in mind?
Tonight was one of those nights where I don't know if we had a top line, because I thought, some of our guys on the top line, if you asked them, probably didn't have their best games, and maybe that's a good sign for us going into Saturday night. At least I hope. So knock on wood here with that one, but I think too much is maybe said of top lines. Johnny had one goal and 2 assists there at the end, and then Kevin Hayes had a couple assists there too. But I just think with us, it's got to be a team thing. We don't really have a top line. It's got to come from everybody.
All the way in the back.
Coach, Scott Charles with the Fischler Report. How do you guard against the emotional letdown from tonight heading into Saturday over these 48 hours?
That's, I think, what you heard earlier from Mat Bodie, from Daniel Ciampini and Shayne Gostisbehere is the leadership. It's got to come from them. As coaches, we can tell them, just to relax, but, and take it easy and all this other stuff and whatever coach speak you want. But that just makes us feel good as a coaching staff to say it. We have to, they're a pretty level-headed group. And I guess we're just going to have to see. This is the furthest, our program has ever been. So we're going to have to learn basically through this. But what's important now is those guys go back, watch a game on TV, get a meal in them, rest up, and get ready for tomorrow's practice.
Guys on the audio, it's getting a little twangy out here. Bob, Over here.
Rick Bobson, NHL.com. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It seemed to be a little bit of a shift in gears into the second period. Were there any adjustments you made in the locker room, focus areas coming into the second period? Seemed to step it up a bit after that first period.
Yeah, we just told them that, you know, you keep playing like that, we're going to all walk home. So that's what we said to them. Seriously, it was, again, you know, you have a couple adjustments. We had to, you know, have a transition to D. You know, we didn't want to get caught in that, you know, run and gun game. Just mentioned it earlier. Can we play that way at times? Certainly. But it's really not our structure. It's not within our foundation. We have to, you know, sometimes you need to go through that, you know, to find out what type of team that you are playing. And through that, we learned that, how it was going to be. And once we got back to our game, I thought that's what settled it down. But I think the turning point was us scoring that goal.
Okay, we'll take a couple more here, and then we're going to be done there.
Andy Merritt from the New England Hockey Journal. If you could just kind of talk about Vecchioni's goal, an unlikely combination for those two players, and the timing of it and how they ended up putting that together.
Yeah, it was pretty special. Mike Vecchioni's been a phenomenal player, as well as Kevin Sullivan. I think Kevin Sullivan has been, you know, a huge piece of our team this year, as he has the past 3 seasons. But he's really stepped it up this past season and come up at crucial times. And where you really notice Kevin is the fact of his on the bench. He's saying the right things, and it's really helping the leadership group, the senior class, a ton. And Mike Vecchioni has just been a part of it. Obviously, saw tonight he's got excellent feet, and he can score a big goal here now and again. I think anytime you have 13 goals as a freshman, he must be doing something right.
Julie.
Julie Robenheimer, HockeyBuzz.com. Coach, what have you seen, or what is your assessment on the growth of this program over the past couple years in order to put yourself in a position to play for a national title?
Oh, I think it started just starting as a staff. The first meeting in September, you know, you go in there, it's your first year on the job. You just have a whole new staff. These guys are looking at you, saying, what's he going to come up with here in this opening meeting? And I think was the last bulletin point. We're here to play for national championship. I think what that guys had gone through in the spring when we first got the job, there was a lot of rugged moments there, stuff they probably didn't want to do. But I think if you want to push players, push your team, you got to put them through scenarios and positions where they don't want to be, so they're, you know, very uncomfortable. And through that, I do think a big part of it is our team psychologist, our trainer is phenomenal. I think that's a huge part of it. And I think our strength coach, just having a strength coach, I was very lucky to walk in to having a full-time, strength coach with our other programs, and really lucked out there too.
All right, Jeff.
Jeff Cox, SB Nation. Some of the players talked about Mat Bodie's leadership. What is it about Matt that the players respect so much, and what makes him such a great leader?
Just the way he carries himself. He has tremendous amount of pride, and him and I, ever since his first year, just working with him when I was back with the defenseman, you could really sense that from the first practice on. Even before he got to campus, he would call and ask, "What can I work on?" And obviously, through recruiting, you watch him a couple times, and that was it. And obviously, work on a few things. He mentioned one tonight, was working on his shot, and he has. You've seen some beautiful goals the past few games here, but that's just due to his hard work. But I think the pride factor, it's got that Winnipeg, Manitoba pride going, and it's, hey, at times it's fun to watch. Yeah, at times it can get to take an odd penalty here or there, but I'd be a hypocrite too there. So it is one of those things as well. But I just love the pride he has.
Coach, thanks very much. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Good work.